Hey, what up, y'all? This is Joe and Tom at Drunken under the Sun, the podcast about anything and everything under the sun. We talk about anything and everything. Where? Under the sun. So you can, if you like and subscribe to us, you can always be the first to be notified about new videos. We got new skits coming out and new shows, old shows, whatever. We got shorts, long ones in between. So tonight we're going to decide. Well, I didn't decide, but the thing is, Joe watches a lot of fucking documentaries. It seems
I do. And Netflix is dangerous.
It is dangerous, and you know, documentaries are a good thing, but they always got to be ones you got to be aware of. I've always said that because they can be twisted and turned the way the director wants to happen. Yeah. But what Joe did, he fell in the rabbit hole of something very dangerous called cults.
Yeah.
So he's learning all about these cults.
It's interesting.
Now, why do you find him interesting?
The question is why? Like, why? Why from both sides? Why did this person start it? And why the hell from the outside looking in did these people join? Because it looks crazy.
I think it's because of a few things. And this is only from the outside looking in. I think the reason people start them is they want to be powerful. They want to be in charge. They want to be controlled. They're control freaks.
Yeah.
And the reason people join them, they want to be accepted. They want to belong to something, and they want to be with somebody. They need that emotion of need.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They want to be a part of something. And then they're weak-minded because they're weak-minded in the fact that they don't feel like they're probably wanted or needed to be around. And then this motherfucker comes in and says, hey, you're cool. No one's ever said that about me before.
Yeah. Or they're
Come on in.
Yeah, or they're saying something that's appealing to them.
Something appealing.
Yeah, just something appealing that'll be like, oh, okay, well, you care about me. And so I could see that.
Now, did any of these documentaries talk about that? Or they just talk about how fucked up they are?
No, they just dove into, like, the beliefs. But, like, what some of them did or how they came out. And a lot of them branch off of religions already. Oh, okay. So I was thinking about that to myself as well. It's like, well, 1,000 years ago, if this cult sprung up, would we recognize them as a religion now? Or would they have still been a cult back then?
You know? Well, I mean, I don't think that Jesus gave people Kool-Aid to drink. In fact, he turned water into wine.
Yeah, wine.
So if I see a motherfucker doing that, I'm saying, hey, man, you got my vote. This guy can get me drunk off of water? Down. You know? So I think that's half of it, is that the way it was twisted. I mean, and also, you know...
I see a lot of them that I'd seen, like The Family and...
The what?
The Family, or...
What the fuck is that?
The Family is also known by the name Children of God.
How convenient.
Yeah. And David Berg started that.
David Berg?
Berg. His name is David Berg. And he started this religion, and it was all based off of stuff in the Old Testament. Oh. So I feel
that makes it right.
Yeah. So he was bringing these people in, and it was just wild how the progression. I think a lot of cults start on a good idea or want to do good, but then they get out of control because of the power. I don't know. Yeah. But this guy was weird. He would communicate with his followers via video or what he called Mo letters. I can't remember what Mo meant.
Mo letters means more. Mo letter.
But they were basically essentially comic books. And they would depict this guy.
Really?
Yeah. They would depict
Spider-Man swinging in with a Bible. Hey, kids, join our cult.
And it was essentially like he would either be portrayed as a human or a lion. And it would look like him with a beard and shit.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know how it got so far-fetched, but the shit started going way out of control sexually.
Oh, it always goes out of control sexually.
It seems like that's a big thing. And here it was showing these comic books with this lion sucking on titties and shit. And I'm like,
wow.
What the hell? Like, what is going on?
That's crazy.
And then he allowed or encouraged women to become what I saw on one of the comic books that said hookers for Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? And he was like, oh, if you get paid for it, that's fine. He wasn't trying to pimp them. He wasn't taking any money. but he said, if they get paid for it, why not? It's fine.
Why not?
Yeah.
Mary Magdalene was a whore.
Yeah, so he's like, well, be hookers for Jesus.
Hookers for Jesus.
Yeah.
The slogan of the 20th century.
But they called it flirty fishing. Flirty fishers of men.
Oh.
There are flirty fishers. And so
these
I
poor
guess by
guys,
the end of the night, if he's saying, thank you, Jesus, that means they converted him. I don't know.
So these women went out and was like, hey, you want to have sex? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're part of the cult.
I don't think that's how it was. They were trying to relay God's word.
Through sex?
I guess. Part of it. It was weird because they started getting into some nasty child bullshit and everything. It just went way...
I don't get that either. Like, why do fucking they always bang women kids? I don't understand that.
It was wild, but I feel he shut it down. He eventually shut it down because I feel like he started feeling the heat of investigation. And he just was like, no, and then you could see people that are defending, they're like, no, we never did that. Then why does this newsletter say hookers for Jesus on it?
It's a comic book.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
We never did, because some of his propaganda videos were saying God's love is sexual love. And it was basically a porno that he would send to these people banging.
Oh, wow.
And God's love is sexual love. I was like, geez,
wow.
What the fuck? It was just wild.
That's crazy.
I'd never heard of it, but yeah.
You know what's crazy, though? Is why don't these people, you always hear them doing this with Jesus' name,
Exactly.
Okay? But back in the day, Zeus would supposedly disguise himself as different things to fuck women. Why did they never say, hey, we're the Zeus followers, and we're going to fuck everything we can? Because Zeus did that. Like, I don't understand.
I think it's disturbing, though, because I've seen that Zeus shit. Some lady fucked a swan somehow.
Yeah, probably. One fucked a bull or something. I don't know. It's a bunch of crazy shit.
It is wild.
But to me, it's just like, they always just throw Jesus in there.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get people to get through religion? Throw Jesus' name out there.
I think what it does is a lot of those that are based on religion, they twist verses around,
like exactly
passages around. They're like, this is what that really means.
That's exactly.
You know, and they portray themselves under the guise of Christianity or another religion, and be like, this is what we got. See, it says right here in the Bible, and then people start getting brainwashed from the start.
Oh yeah.
So by the time they're 6 weeks in, and he's saying crazy shit like hookers for Jesus, you're like, yes,
like hookers are for Jesus.
You're right.
That's fucking grand.
Oh,
so is there another documentary of crazy ass cults you've seen?
Oh yeah, I saw one. This one's relatively new, and it's close by. It's based out of Pennsylvania. Now this one,
it's close by.
This one is not like that. It's a church, and this guy, he's a son of one of the Moonies. And I don't really know a lot about the Moonies cult, but it sounded pretty wild. So look that up on yourself.
Let me guess, they just go around taking their pants off around people.
Oh, no.
Mooning the fuck out of you.
No, they're Asian.
We're the Moonies!
No, it's an Asian man, and the last name is Moon. Oh, and they say Moonies because the followers. Yeah. But anyways,
the Goonies.
His son has made this church called Sanctuary Church, to where it's basically a militia.
Oh, shit.
They bring AR-15s to church and get them blessed and have these wild ceremonies with these guns, and they're learning self-defense and shit, and there's some kind of like...
Sounds like the Taliban.
It looks like Christian terrorists. It really does.
It sounds like it.
So, like, these guys are like, they're promoting, like, it's Revelations, what they really come out of. A lot of these newer cults that based on Christianity come out of Revelations, and they've taken a passage that says, "Take up your iron rod" or whatever as a gun. Oh, wow. They say that that's your AR-15 is your iron rod.
Oh wow!
And so they have all this shit, and they're learning self-defense to be. I really wish I'd have wrote it down. There's some kind of Jesus police, I guess it's some kind of law enforcement, some kind of Jesus law enforcement shit that they're doing, that these people are learning, and like it's all based on Christianity, but they have these guns, and they're learning this self-defense, and
That's
it sounds pretty dangerous in my opinion.
Well, I mean, they're just fucking Bible thumpers trying to kill you. I mean, I don't know what's so bad about that.
but one of these guys goes like, all right, well, I'm gonna start doing stuff for my cause, and takes his AR-15 and goes shoots up a bunch of people.
I mean, that sounds about right.
And I'm like, this needs to be looked at, you know?
So
Like,
they're not illegal? Like,
no.
all these people are in this cult is like nobody's fucking with them?
No. There was
because they're not doing anything.
They held this big event not long ago to where that what I was talking about, bring your AR-15s to church and we're gonna bless them. And so this whole school relocated while these lunatics were with their AR-15s in church, so they wouldn't get, shot up or whatever. Just on this, nothing happened. But just on the off chance that one of these guys went ape shit.
They started blasting people. But it'll be like the Salem witch hunts. Like, if you stop this bullet, Christ is with you. Well, they didn't stop it. They're devil worshippers.
I know, right? And that's what's scary about it. Like, if they had that mentality, which some of them might.
I'm sure they do.
Like, to shoot shit up like that?
Is this Mooney guy still alive?
Oh, yeah, he's young. He's a young guy.
Oh, really?
This is like second or third generation guy. And he's probably in his 40s.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. And he wears a bullet crown.
A bullet
He wears a bullet crown. Because part of this blessing thing was wear your crown and bring your AR-15. So there's all these weird-ass people wearing crowns, carrying AR-15s in this fucking church.
What the fuck? That's terrible.
I know. And it's scary, though. Like, people were like, get your gun. Bring your guns to church. And
bring your guns to church. We'll have a blast.
Yeah.
Start throwing people's shit.
The only way I go, if they're giving guns away at the door, I'll just go to get the free gun.
Get the free guns? So they're giving the guns out or just people just bringing them?
They were just bringing them. But if they were giving them away,
I'd go to it.
I would go just so I'd have something to protect myself.
From the Moonies. Yeah. They're under the sun.
Oh, yeah, but that was new, and I'd never heard about those people before. I don't have a lot of information on them, but it was just...
Because there's not a lot out yet.
Yeah.
They're still being investigated.
Probably.
That's gotta be why. I mean, every call I've ever heard about, they're already gone, and the investigation's over, and they're like, here's all the files. Enjoy. Like, okay, this guy fucking really hated himself, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, it falls in line... I feel like what he's doing falls in line with what happened in Waco with David Koresh and stuff.
I mean, sounds about the same.
Because they were starting to militarize and shit like that.
Yeah.
And that's why the FBI came.
Well, I feel like Koresh got in trouble for guns at one point.
No, that's what it was. That's
prior to the
I think you're right about that.
the
standoff.
Yeah, the standoff. Yeah.
I think you're right about that. And that's why I feel like this might go the same route. Because they're encouraging all this gun shit.
Yeah.
And now, he supposedly had a stockpile of guns. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because the place wound up getting burnt down.
Yeah.
But I think
it's crazy, dude.
I think
he did have a stockpile of guns.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did, because they were shooting at the ATF, I believe.
Yeah, they did.
I believe there was
some kind of shootout. Yeah.
Yeah, they were shooting at them, like when the fire started.
Yeah.
They're like, we're gonna burn ourselves.
Yeah.
But the ATF, I believe, was like tossing in grenades and tear gas and shit like that.
Yep, yeah.
Fucking crazy.
It just seemed like the whole thing went out of control.
Yeah, really fast.
I blame the FBI more for that than I blame them. I mean, yes, they were in the wrong, but it was just handled poorly.
I mean, in the end, how would you handle it?
I don't know.
Because when they start firing on you, what are you going to do?
But that's the
just
thing.
Sit back and say, all right, we're done. You guys win.
There's no conclusive evidence that they started shooting first. That's the thing.
I mean...
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, really, it's, do you believe the government or you believe dead people?
I don't know. Then that's what you're... That's
crazy dead people.
That's the conundrum or the situation. Like, who do you believe?
I don't know. Because honestly, I don't believe either one. Yeah. I think there's probably fucked up shit that happened on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
That led to that building burning the fuck down. That compound burning the fuck up.
It built off of something and it just spiraled out of control.
Yeah.
But I feel like this new sanctuary church falls right in line with them guys. But one
doubt it.
One that it baffles me just based on the way the guy looks. It's Heaven's Gate.
It's because the way he looks.
Just like you look at this guy.
Oh, he looks like a fucking
He
pud.
looks Looney Tunes. Man.
Oh, he looks like a pud whacker.
How do you follow this guy? And the whole concept behind the cult.
See, I've seen a documentary on Heaven's Gates
before,
and he would prey on people who were the fucking disenfranchised, the people who had no friends, they were depression people who were depressed, and he gave them a sense of purpose, basically, and then they fell in line with it. Like I think they were fucking like cutting their balls off and shit.
Now, he did, and a couple members did. They went down to Mexico and got castrated.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, not all of them, but some of them.
Some of them, yeah. Fucking crazy.
Because I guess he was like at least bisexual, and the part that liked men freaked him out, so that's why he went.
That's why he got castrated.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. Why don't you cut your own balls off?
I don't know.
I don't get that whole thought process.
Either. That is just wild. But the whole concept behind it was they were going to kill themselves to be transported onto a comet.
Yeah.
Hale-Bopp comet.
Yeah.
There was their last chance to leave the planet before the Earth got recycled.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Crazy. And they all shaved their heads at the end.
Yeah, well, they all shaved their heads, and they got they became uniform.
Yeah, they had jumpsuits with Nikes.
He took away everybody's identity, was what it was. He made everybody get the same haircut, made everybody dress the same. Yeah. So it was all like, we're all together. We're the same person.
Yeah, because like the documentary I seen about them, like their families of these people were like, oh, they were doing really well when they got in this group, and they were doing great, and then all of a sudden, something backfired.
From what I can hear and what I've learned about it is, like, they backpedaled a lot originally, the leaders, because they would say, "Oh, the UFO, the aliens are going to come on this day."
Yeah, and they wouldn't come.
And then it wouldn't come, and then they'd have to be like, "Oh, I did the calculations wrong. It's this day," and then they just kept doing that, and then finally, like, well, the only way we're going to get on this UFO is if we kill ourselves.
Yeah, and you know what? Wouldn't you think, like, what kills me is the guys who did all the backpedaling said, this is the only solution, kill ourselves. Like, there's got to be a better solution, Bob. Nah, Jim, we got to kill ourselves. Are you sure about this? I'm 100% sure.
No,
Are you as sure about this as the day the comet was supposed to be here? I'm pretty sure.
My calculations are right this time.
This time they're right. We will go.
Now, I think what drove him to that conclusion was his female counterpart died of cancer, and they were portraying themselves as the two witnesses that come back before Jesus.
Right.
And they were like, well, you can get on this, and your bodies can transfer, and all this stuff. And then she died, and they were all baffled, like, how did she die?
It was her time.
Why is her body still here? What happened? And then they were like,
it was the comet. The comet got her.
That was before the comet. The comet hadn't showed up yet.
That's right.
So they're like, well, I guess you can enter the comet if you died, and maybe that's the only way you can do it.
Fucking crazy.
And then people were so far gone by then, they were excited. They're like, yes, let's do this. This is our salvation.
Yeah.
But it sounds
like Islam.
It was years building up to that. So, of course, they were brainwashed fully by then. Yeah. So everything this guy said sounded legit. Yeah. But from the outside looking in, it just sounds ridiculous.
It does.
Kill yourself to land on a fucking comet?
Yeah. But you know what? At the same time, you have to put yourself in those mindsets, because from the outside looking in, atheists think that all people who follow, whether it's Islam, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, they think they're nuts too. Yeah, they're like, oh, you're in a fucking cult.
I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, from the outside looking in, you just, because of these people are fucking, Islamic extremists that commit fucking jihadi shit, and they think that when they die, they're gone. Yeah. So to me, that's nutty as fuck. Yeah. But to them, it's fucking normal, and it's the way to go. So that's the only way I can see any logical sense in why someone would do it, because they're so entrenched, just like this motherfucker's got a suicide bomb strapped to his vest. Yeah. He's gonna blow himself up. He's killing himself.
Yeah.
In essence, he's doing the exact same thing that these people did.
Yeah, exactly. I can see that because he's getting rewarded for his actions.
For his actions, right.
After that.
And they thought the same thing. Like, oh, yeah, let's kill ourselves. We're going.
Yeah, we're going to the next level.
Going to the next level. We're leveling up.
Exactly. Basically is what it was. You go to the next level. And it's just wild to think about, like, how people followed that.
You know, be really fucked up if they did go to the next level. And we're making fun of them right now, and they're on some higher plane going, these fucking fools, if they would just drink this Kool-Aid or whatever the fuck it is, put their Nikes on, they could be here too.
Should have been Air Jordans.
Should have been Air Jordans. Air Force Ones. Yeah. Let's strap these on. It'd be funny if they all had like Reebok pumps. They had to pump it before they go. Like, did you pump your Reeboks? Fuck, I forgot. You're not getting to heaven.
Another weird fact about that is, I don't know why this sprung into my head, but you were talking about the shoes.
Yeah.
They all each had $5 in quarters in their pocket.
Really?
Yeah. Like, what is that about?
Yeah,
I would like to know what that is about.
And nobody knows, do they?
I don't think anybody knows.
Only the people who are dead know.
Maybe that's the ticket fee to get on.
It must be. It's all quarters. Why can't we have bills? Nope. Except only coin.
Yeah. It's like a little slot. You get in before you go in.
Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. You get $4.75. Where's my other quarter? Fuck! Can't make it.
Oh, man. You're right. But, like, you know, one cult that stood out that I didn't know about until here recently, a lot about, was Jim Jones in Jonestown. And that right there...
Jim Jones! That's a rapper.
I saw that, too, when I was looking him up. I was like, this isn't right.
This isn't right?
Did I get the wrong name?
Jim Jones!
But I sincerely feel that man started out with good intentions.
Oh.
And then once
they all start out. I'm
then,
sure David Koresh started out with good intentions too.
I'm sure
he's like, you know what? I'm going to preach the word of gospel. He's like, but I could bang people when I do this. I could fuck the fuck out of people.
That's another, like, that's something that I forgot about.
And then you always
I feel like that's why some people start cults.
It's gotta be.
Because they get turned down so much to be like, well, if I start this cult, I can trick them into fucking me.
And having sex all the time. He's probably looking at the guys in there going, I think I can convince him to suck my dick. Yeah. Let's make this happen. Jesus loves you. Only if you put this cock in your mouth.
It's holy milk.
It's holy milk. Yeah, it's holy milk.
But I feel like that's how some of the cults, like especially in David Koresh's, in
he
his
was all
case,
about fucking people.
I think that's what it was. Yeah. He wanted that power, and he probably didn't get laid at all.
Well, I mean, honestly, that's a power trip. Like when you're able to have sex willingly, and this person's and all these people are lined up and they want to have sex with you, that's a power move.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's just part of the power situation, I feel. I feel that's why a lot of them have sex and multiple sex with them, because they want to be in control. They want to be in much power. It's a big control mechanism. Yeah. If I can make your wife fuck me, then I own all of you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I think that is the case in a lot of situations.
I think so.
Like that. If they're not getting laid, they may find a way to get laid.
They'll find a way.
But anyways.
Back to Jim Jones.
Jim Jones. Like, I feel like he's...
The non-rapper.
The non-rapper. I feel like he started out with good intentions. And once he realized his dream when they moved to South America and they started doing this shit...
So fucked up.
I feel like he wasn't prepared. I was like, shit. I feel like he was like, shit, this is way harder than I thought it was going to be. I feel like that's what happened. And he just started cracking under the pressure.
It's so crazy.
Because, like, from everything that I've listened to and read, everything was cool until he started getting investigated and moved to South America permanently with the group. And once he got down there and started, taking over his area, it started going downhill.
Yeah.
And because he was there.
Yeah. And
the whole thing, like, just went out of fucking control. I guess a congressman and family members went down there to see what's going on. People wound up getting shot and killed, including the congressman.
Fucking crazy.
And that same day, that night, is when they all drank the Kool-Aid and committed suicide. Because he...
Drank the Kool-Aid. Oh, yeah!
And it's just wild to listen to because he would have... I think that was the end game the whole time.
Was to kill himself?
Was to kill everybody. I think it was.
See, why, though? Why would
because
you just
they would
murder
they would
everyone?
practice it. They would practice...
Drinking the Kool-Aid?
Drinking the Kool-Aid.
Put the cup to your lip and pour it back.
Oh, no, they would drink regular Kool-Aid. And he would tell them during these rehearsals that this is poison. And he would see who would do it.
Really?
Yeah. And then it would just be like, no, just kidding. I just wanted to test you guys. That was just Kool-Aid. You're not going to die.
Oh, wow.
And then they would do that.
So, you know what? The guy, by the time he really put poison in, there's one guy going, this motherfucker been lying the whole goddamn time. Fuck him. I drank it.
Basically.
Motherfucker.
But some of them escaped into the jungle. Like only a couple. Like 5 or 6.
Then they got ate by
And
anacondas.
then, they lived. They survived. They were fine. And then this old lady hid under her bed. But out of all those people, like 808 people died.
Jeez.
Or more. Maybe more. I've heard 8 and I've heard 18. But all these people drank that shit. And he shot himself.
That's crazy.
But I've also heard things that where some people may have fought and were injected with the poison.
Really?
And they were like, what's sad about the whole thing and a lot of the other cults is the kids can see what's wrong.
Yeah.
The kids will be like, this ain't wrong. This is wrong. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And the brainwashed parents are like, yeah, it's fine. Let's be hookers for Jesus. Let's drink the Kool-Aid.
Let's drink Kool-Aid. That's so terrible.
It is awful. It is terrible. And it's sad to see like kids that were in that situation talk about it. Like, I knew that this was fucked, but my mom was just like, yeah, let's do this. This is fine. Like,
It's fucked up.
it is fucked up. But yeah, cults are just wild. And I feel like they are just made on power trips.
They are, and we have the biggest cult here in America.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the U.S. Senate. I'm joking. Well, they are pieces of shit. Anyways.
Oh, shit, man. Well, I think we've hit the end here on this episode. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed what we had to say about what we think about cults and how they start and what would happen if,
It's insane.
Yeah, it
because
is
I would
wild.
never join a cult. If I'm joining the cult, wait a minute, I am a part of a cult. I'm a juggalo.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit! I'm drinking the Faygo. All right, no, fuck that. We ain't no cult. Just try to say cult backwards. I dare you. But thanks for tuning in to Drunken of the Sun with Joe and Tom. So like and subscribe us. Remember, we're on weekly. Every week we're putting out new content.
Yes.
Once or twice a week. I'm going to say twice a week because that's what we do, son.
Commit to that.
Admit to that. So we got new shit coming every week. It's coming great. Check us out. Like and subscribe us. Check us out on Facebook,
Instagram.
Spotify,
Oh, and YouTube.
YouTube, the home of Drunken on the Sun.
Yeah.
Peace, y'all.
So, yeah.